the sheriff's race. Okay. Jake Brady, you are first. You have 60 seconds to introduce yourself.
Good evening, folks. My name is Jake Brady, and I hope to be your next sheriff of Monroe County. I'd like to tell you that I've spent most of my entire life in the Keys. For the last I just began my 24th year with the sheriff's office. 22 of those years have been as a field training officer supervisor, training boots on the ground and the rubber that rolls on the road. For the last 17 years, by choice, I've worked night shift because that's where the light has to be kept the brightest and the fight the fiercest. I am not the underdog in this race. I've been your guard dog. And what I bring to the agency is a new perspective, fresh ideas for a fresh start. Currently, for the last 25 years, the same people have been running the show with ignorance and arrogance, and that system has been the bubble system. We all know that it's there. We talk about it under our breath, but there's nobody there to represent the working class. Times are changing. I hope to be a part of that change. I hope to be your next candidate for sure. Thank you very much.
And Glenn Grove, you're next.
Hi, I'm Bill Grove. I'm a married father of 4 young children. Currently work for the state attorney's office as a law enforcement investigator. Came there in 2010. Before that, I was at the sheriff's office for a few years, working as a detective, as a road patrol deputy. In 2005 is when I came to the sheriff's office. Before that, I was a law enforcement officer for a small municipality in Dade County. I spent some time with the Florida Department of Corrections. I've been a law enforcement instructor since 2000. Taught at the Miami-Dade Police Academy. I teach the classes down here in our police academy in the Keys. And that's about it for now.
Okay, Matt, you're next.
Hi, I'm Matt Colville, and I've lived in the Upper Keys my entire life. I have a wife and 2 daughters, and I attended Florida International University, where I obtained an associate's degree in criminology, a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I am the only candidate who has a college degree. I've been with the sheriff's office for 32 years. During that time I've been with the sheriff's office, I've been a field training officer for 23 years. I've been an acting supervisor for 23 years. I was in the K-9 unit for 14 years and also supervised it. I was in the jet ski patrol for 4 years, bicycle patrol for 4 years, and I've been involved in many community projects during that time. 2 highlights of my career is I saved 2 people's lives while I responded to calls, and I received the Sheriff's Medal for that. So I'm very proud to work for the Sheriff's Office and to protect this community where I've lived my whole life. Thank you.
Thomas?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks for hosting us. I'm Tom Petek. I'm a Democratic candidate for sheriff. I'm here with my family, my daughter, my son here, other son, my wife. I've been with the sheriff's office almost 25 years. June 1st, I chose to retire and to go after the sheriff's office race 100% as being a retiree. I've served in many different positions while working for the sheriff's office. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been in the same rut for almost the last 15 years. I know the economy's tough. I served civil process, one of my last functions at the sheriff's office. I know it's hard to keep groceries on the table, roof over your head. We've gotten huge, we gotten cumbersome, and we gotten expensive. We need to trim. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm that person for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate a little time with you. I'm Rick Ramsey. I am with the Sheriff's Office. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 25 years now. I'm currently the second in command. Have been the second in command for 8.5 years under 2 sheriffs, currently Perry, and most of you probably remember Sheriff Roth. I was his number 2 person as well. During my career, I've worked every area of this agency. I've worked my way up. I've promoted from the bottom to the top. I've been a deputy, a sergeant, detective lieutenant, jail captain, patrol captain, lieutenant colonel, under sheriff. I've worked every assignment this agency has. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work we've done. Crime is continuing to go down under my leadership. Crime is down 8.1% this year. Your budget right now is $900,000 less than it was year 2006 by making difficult decisions. Our retention is best it's been in more than a decade. We do great things. We have a great agency. I'm proud of the men and women that work here. I'm proud of the work we've done. I want to continue to do the good work we've done and make this a safe place for you to live, work, and raise your families. Thank you very much.
Okay. Jake, you've said that the Sheriff's Department is top-heavy. How do you propose to change the organizational structure to champion the patrol deputies and other employees?
Thank you, Pam. That's an excellent question. You're going to hear 4 of us up here tell you about issues that are occurring within the agency. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the agency, so you're only going to probably hear these issues here. Basically, as Tom said, the agency is top-heavy, and we're spending too much money. My plans are to cut the budget, not add to it. It's double speak to say that we give $900,000 back last year and then turn around this year and ask for $1.5 million in pay raises that we didn't give the year before. Crime's down all over the country, folks, not just here. Okay, and that work has not been done from someone sitting in an air-conditioned office. It's those boots in the ground and rubber on the road that solves those problems. My idea is to, in fact, cut budgetary positions from the top and eliminate about $1 million worth of administrators at the top and replace them with boots on the ground at the bottom, lower level administrators, so that rank similar to corporal, which is used agency-wide all across the country, to actually take care of those issues at a cheaper price and a value added to the community. Thank you.
Bill, okay. You've said that you would find a way to increase deputies' pay by restructuring the department instead of asking the county commission to increase the sheriff's budget. What measures will you take to provide the same level of service while increasing pay and without increasing the budget?
Thank you. I guess Jake touched, touched on it a little bit. Sheriff's Office this year, just recently in the last week and a half, asked the county commission to increase the budget by $1.4 million for deputy pay raises. I believe that's unnecessary. I believe the changes can be made at the top. We're administratively fat, and if we trim that administrative fat at the top, we can use that cost savings to give the same raises that we're asking $1.4 million to do. We can do that by changing other things. We can do it by taking a look at our aircraft costs, our aviation costs. We have a private 13-passenger airplane the Sheriff's Office owns. We transport county commissioners and other politicians up to Tallahassee, which is great, but that's only half the flights every year. The other half of the flights are Sheriff's Office employees going to meetings an hour and a half away and coming back the same day on our airplane. $70,000 a year in fuel for that airplane. It's just an expense we can't afford right now. And I just don't see how we can go to the county commission and ask for $1.4 million when we have that access. Thank you.
All right, Matt, you said that there is morale problem in the sheriff's office. What are the causes and what would you do to solve this issue? Morale problems.
Yes, there's a lot of morale problems, and what I would do is make a better environment for the officers that are working. We have officers that are afraid to come to work, they do not want to come to work because of the treatment that they're getting at work, and I would make that a much safer environment. There's a lot of officers that feel like they're harassed, they're always being watched upon, and they should be watched upon and supervised properly, but the problem is there are certain officers that are being targeted sometimes for certain things that they do, and they want to leave. And a lot of officers are leaving, and most officers I know in the Upper Keys have applications in for other agencies. I want to create a good environment where they're happy to come to work, and if you have happy officers, you'll have a happy community, because if the officers aren't happy, the community won't be happy. So we have to make them feel safe at their work and being treated fair and want to stay here, so they will protect you and take care of your community. Thank you.
Tom, you said that you want to balance the budget by exploring alternate funding sources. How would you do that, and where would you go for the money?
Ladies and gentlemen, most of you came here to the fabulous Florida Keys because of what? Water, the islands, the beauty. We just finished with a mini lobster season. We're still watching the boats head out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, I want to start off with the $900,000 that the sheriff and Rick are taking credit for. That $900,000 came from Governor Scott. That $900,000 was a mandatory payment by certified officers into our own state retirement system, 3% a month. I paid into it. I didn't get it raised last year. Anyhow, back to the Marine. We got an environment down here. We lead the state in boating accidents, boating deaths. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in unincorporated Monroe County, you do not have a Marine unit. Part of the smoke and mirrors, special occasions, mini seasons, so stick it out there, holiday weekends, we're not there. We need to get there. I think we need to open up a nationwide training facility, use our environment, and make money there. Thank you.
Rick, you have implemented no smoking regulations and other rules such as when officers can speed, use flashing lights. Has this affected morale? Could morale in the sheriff's department use a boost? And if elected sheriff, how would you improve morale? And is this important in carrying out the job? Are there other issues more important that need to be solved?
Okay, morale is always something you have to have. It's instrumental. I say that morale is good. My opponents differ. There's no morale meter. Retention rate is up, which is a good sign of morale. I'm endorsed by the Teamsters, which are half the deputies in the sheriff's office already. If they're unhappy, they probably wouldn't endorse me. Yes, I've implemented policies, but being a leader is doing that, making the tough decisions that have to be made. Yes, the one was a speeding policy to slow down officers, to take a zero stance on speeding. We don't let you speed. You don't expect us to speed. Someone stood up, and if you read the keynote or the weekly, they endorsed me, and that was one area they focused on was my policy on that, saying it was right policy, it's a life-saving policy. No smoking policy, something in place to try to make it a better environment for everybody, reduce medical costs, which will pay off in the long run. This policy is something that's being taken over by businesses and other places across the country. It's not new. It's creative, innovative, and it's leadership. Thank you.
Okay, each gentleman has 30 seconds to say what you want or refute or whatever you would like to do. All right, Jake, you're next.
Folks, I want to thank you for being here, but I'd like to tell you that philosophies could not be more different. One person says that things go back to sleep. Everything's okay. We're in charge. There will be no changes, no better sheriff's office. However, I and 3 other candidates here are saying that you have a possibility for change, something better, something that you deserve, and for less money. I'm a former Marine. And as a former Marine, okay, I believe in fighting for what's right, fighting for every dollar that I have in my wallet so I can support my family, and fighting even harder so that you can support yours. We need to cut our budget. We need to fix morale. Thank you for your vote on August 14th.
Thank you. Somebody mentioned earlier that they were proud of the sheriff's office, and everyone up here has worked for the sheriff's office for some length of time, me being the shortest. I'm very proud of my time at the sheriff's office. Very proud of the sheriff's office itself, and I'll always, whether I win this election or not, and ever come back and work for him again, will always be proud of my time at the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office does a great job. We can do better. We can improve on the things that they haven't been able to improve on. It's been the same leadership for a long period of time. They've done a great job. We're ready to take the torch and carry on and continue and take it even further. Vote for me on August 14th. I'm Bill Grove. Thank you.
If elected, I will bring an active Marine unit to unincorporated Monroe County. I'll bring an active K-9 unit to unincorporated Monroe County. I will improve the relationship between the sheriff's office and the deputies in the community, because there is a building that needs to be done there to improve that. I want to keep the deputies that we hire and make sure that they're well trained and they want to be here and they want to protect this community like I've done for the last 32 years. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe in this grassroots community policing program, where you know the deputies that are working in your area, that we're addressing problems within your communities, that you feel comfortable going to a deputy, that we're approachable. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your help in that partnership. When we get there, I also need your help August 14th. I'm Tom Petek, Democratic, next Sheriff of Monroe County. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I am the most qualified. I am the most experienced. I am the most trained. I am the only person which has experience with budgets, preparing, managing, being held responsible. I'm the only person with law enforcement administrative experience. I'm the only person with law enforcement management experience. I'm the only person with proven leadership experience. I need your vote to continue the good work that the Sheriff's Office is doing and has been doing. The men and women here are some of the best men and women anywhere. I continue to say I am proud of them and this agency and the work I've done and we've done as a team. Thank you for your time.